My name's John McDonald, born and raised in Houston, Texas. When I was 16, my dad quit the oil business he was in, and we moved to Atlanta, or the suburbs. The move to Atlanta was a huge change for me. The high school situation, everything was really different and new, and I think that's the first time in my life that I guess I became antisocial. I was never popular in high school, you know, always had a hard time fitting in. Like, I lived my life in comic books. That's what brought me joy. Around the time I was 18, I got into Georgia State University. Really yearned for friends, yearned to, you know, belong to a group, you know, be part of something bigger. And I joined a fraternity. That was, I guess, my downfall. Fast forward a few years, and I basically spent the last 10 years of my life worshiping an alcohol bottle. A horrible drinker, bottles of vodka a day. I fell into drugs. At the time, I never thought there was anything wrong with it. I thought I was just being a normal person and just living my life. You know, I was never raised in a Christian family. I didn't know God. I never went to church. So I go to college, doing my thing, I'm living my life. One thing leads to another, grades start slipping, and I ended up getting a great job as a waiter, eventually moved up to a bartender, where my problem got worse. And I quit school because at one point in my life, I'm making $56,000 waiting tables, which was great, you know? And so I do this for a while, and everything just gets deeper and deeper. I eventually lost that great job due to my alcoholism. Things from there went downhill. About 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I met this wonderful girl. Things are looking up, we get a place together, everything's great. For 3 years, I basically sabotaged everything. In this, you know, period of my life, I burnt so many bridges, you know, just really screwed people over. And I had no remorse, like constant lying. I just didn't, it snowballed on me. And I didn't know how to stop. Everything just got really out of hand. About 6 months ago, my girlfriend Kimberly came to me and she's like, listen, you need some help. You need to do something about this. And I completely ignored her. I lost everything. I mean, I lost her, my jobs, my house. That's when God entered my life. First time I encountered God was probably a year ago. And I remember I was drinking, you know, bottom of the bottle, and you know, I knew I needed help of some sort. And you know, I was talking to God. I was like, listen, if you're real, like, give me a sign. I was one of those people, you know? And kid you not, a bolt of lightning came down right in front of me. Like, if it was any closer, I would have been, you know, electrocuted. It was a phenomenon, to say the least. I truly believe he gave me a sign, but at that point I ignored it, and I was doing whatever I was already doing previous. So I'm sitting there, here I am, 30, I don't have anything. I moved back in with my parents, which, you know, that's just hard. And they're a great support team, and you know, they help me out. I'm just sitting here like, I don't have a job, I don't know what to do with my life. My best friend Clint, who's a missionary, actually is coming back to Atlanta. He has this idea, he's like, listen, we're going on a faith journey. You know, me and these missionary guys that I'm with are getting a car and we're doing the East Coast. So, you know, I'm skeptical at first, like, I don't have the money to do this. I'm not sure that this is a good idea. Long story short, another friend of ours actually sponsors my trip. He gives me this opportunity. But along this trip, man, I've started to see God in my life. So I'm doing this, I'm doing the best that I can. And, you know, some people see visions, some people said God talked to them. But 2 nights ago, I'm going to bed, you know, saying a prayer right before bed. And when I closed my eyes, I mean, this is how I describe it. It felt like God took his hands and reached into my brain and just was pulling out memories, like the darkest corner of my brain, like things that I'd erased, you know, tuned out, like things I didn't want to remember. And it was just like a picture show. It was like bam, 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 all of these things that I'm so not proud of. And it was just an amazing feeling. And then after it's all brought to the surface, I boxed it up and he took it. I felt like the weight of the world was just removed from my shoulders. It was like just awesome. It was absolutely amazing. I'm just overwhelmed mainly by the feeling that I get, that, you know, I've yearned for this my entire life, and it's so funny that I'm finally getting it. Not only am I battling, you know, to save my sobriety, I'm also improving my relationship with God. I feel more invincible every day. You know, I went from ordinary to extraordinary, and it only gets better.